In this video, I'm gonna share one key thing that I'm finding that's crucial to growing your insurance agency, that I'm learning as I'm doing, right? But what I'm finding is like most critical outside of anything else is communication and being available and communicating and being proactive with your clients. And I only say this because as I work on improving our insurance agency and growing to the next level, a lot of the complaints that I'm seeing, or if on the other hand, if I'm being proactive and I reach out to them more than most, right? They're used to, so let's be honest, let me back up a little bit. When you're buying insurance, the bar is really low. Okay, when I get a new client or a new lead, 9 times out of 10, they're leaving because the agent won't get back to them. So a lot of clients we get is because their current agent's not responding. But what I'm finding is our response times were fairly slow too. And I know sometimes I hold myself to an unrealistic expectation, like I can't be super responsive to everyone at every second. But I'm trying to increase our response times, whether it's an automated message or just whatever it is, right? One of our VAs reaching out, or it's another agent of mine if I can't get to it right away, but just acknowledging their emails, acknowledging their voicemails, acknowledging their phone calls, saying, hey, I got it. I can't get to it right this minute, but let me get right back to you, right? These are the things that I think are crucial when growing an insurance agency, if that's what you're doing, or you're growing a different business, right? Like I said, it doesn't matter. Customer service is customer service. And I think that being available and communicating and being proactive with clients versus being reactive is key. And I think for far too long for us at our agency, we were being very reactive. We would wait till something happened and then we would get to it, right? And then now the clients are already kind of upset and now I'm having to like put out that fire. And one of the key things I'm trying to do now is be super proactive, reaching out to clients before their renewal date, saying, hey, I know what's coming up, right? And talking to them about it way beforehand. So there's not stress, there's not a last minuteness to it, and it's not a, hey, I called you 3 days ago and you never got back to me. So these are the kind of the key areas. And so I'm gonna kind of dive deep. I'm gonna separate the few things that I'm working on right now, just to share with you guys what's going on. Because on this channel, as you know, I'm just documenting my journey and sharing what I'm improving, where I'm improving it, and how I'm getting from where we were, which was in a good place, right? We're at $1 million in revenue, to now even more. How are we gonna get to that next level? Obviously sales is a big part of it, but we wanna retain clients, not just sell new ones and have them leave because we don't have good service. We gotta have both, right? So the first part is like phone calls and voicemails, right? The second one is emails. And the last one is like I said, proactiveness of like reaching out. So where we were really struggling was voicemails, right? Clients were calling in. Right now we're pretty limited on the people we have. So a client would call in and we only have one agent that helps a good chunk of our clients. So if she's on the phone, it goes to voicemail. Well, maybe she's buried in tasks, so she doesn't get to that voicemail that same day. And then maybe tomorrow a bunch of new stuff comes up and then she, again, happens to me too. I'm not blaming this one person, but it happens to me, right? Things get buried and then you forget to call certain people back. And then now it's been a week and then they call back. Now they're upset. They ask for me because I'm the owner. Hey, who's the manager? Who's in charge? And I talk to them and I explain what's going on and I smooth it out. 9 times out of 10, if I explain what's going on and I address the situation, they're okay. But I don't want it to get to that point, right? I want to make sure we're getting to everybody at a really quick response time, because that's not only gonna improve our retention, that's gonna make them wanna tell their friends and family and explain and really promote our agency. And that's how we get referrals. So one of the things we did recently that's really helping right now is we built this thing in Microsoft Teams. It's called Planner. And what we do is our receptionist, if a call goes to voicemail or something like that, she puts a task in Planner and everybody's linked to that and she assigns it to a person. And at the end of each day, we review those tasks. Who left voicemails and who hasn't gotten a call back, right? And we're all looking at this each and every day. So if I see that my other agent didn't get to him, I could just call him real quick and be like, hey, I saw that you called earlier. So sorry we didn't get back to you. How can I help, right? It doesn't matter if it's her or me or somebody else, or like I said, our VA. Somebody needs to acknowledge that we got this call and this request and that they were heard and that we're working on it. We do have automations that we're looking into setting up for something like this, but for now we like the human touch. I like the human aspect of it, of reaching out and not everything being automated. Like, we still have a receptionist. We tried the phone tree, really wasn't working for us. So where I went back to just a receptionist answering the phones. I think that's a dying thing, and a lot of people, it's a refreshing thing to hear when somebody just actually answers the phone, right? You know, I don't have to press 15 numbers. So that's one way when we're handling phone calls and voicemails that is really improving our processes, because like I said, we would get buried in tasks, we'd get buried in service requests, and it was hard to get to everybody. And then the next day, some people would fall through the cracks, and that can't be happening. So that's one area that I'm working on, and we're testing this. And so far, our team really likes it. The clients, I have had zero complaints because everybody's getting a call back. Everybody's tasks are being worked on. So that's been great. The next area is emails. So obviously, like any business, anybody that's in a business or works at a job, right, at a desk job, email is like the bane of our existence. We get a million emails day in, day out. I try to get to a zero inbox every day. It's physically impossible. Like, I try and I try and I try. So one area we're doing there is we're gonna start setting up a service at Arkwell Insurance email, right? And have all of our clients start emailing that shared email box. And I know this isn't a newfound thing. A lot of agents already have this, but right now we don't. So if everybody emails my one agent, right? If she's out, nobody's gonna be able to see those emails unless she forwards them or something, right? So what we're gonna have to do is do like a shared email box. So when our clients reach out to us, it goes into an email box that not only I see, but my agencies, my VA sees, my receptionist sees, right? We all have control of this, so we can all be in contact and go, hey, did you talk to so-and-so? Hey, did you respond to the so-and-so's email, right? And all of this comes down to just communication and being there and responding to people in a timely manner. Because that's, like I said, that's not only going to improve our retention, but it's also going to get them talking to their friends and being like, hey, Taylor or Arkwell like gets back to you fast. Like, that's what I want to be known for, and not like I left them a voicemail and they haven't called me back and now I'm just frustrated, so I'm gonna go shop it around or whatever, right? The email thing I'm really excited for. We haven't fully gone on board with that yet, but I am excited for that. I think that that's gonna really help, similar to our planner in Teams. This is gonna be another area for emails, requests, you know, commercial insurance, business insurance, a lot of it's through email. So I'm looking forward to that. While we're still gonna all have our personal emails for certain things or certain clients that want to talk to us directly, but majority of what we get, we're gonna really push for people to email service at Arkwell Insurance for updates, copies of policies, ID cards, whatever it is, certificates of insurance, right? So then our VA could jump on it first. If she can't do it, our agent could do it, and if she's busy, I'll do it, right? But we're all in communication, we're all on the same page, we're all on the same team. And I think that's critical, because for far too long in our agency, we were always so separated. We always just kind of did our own things, and nobody really worked as a team. We always met up for our meetings and stuff, but like everybody did their own things. So I'm really excited for the email portion of that. I think the phone system we're working on is really improving from what we had prior. The email thing I think is really gonna help. That's gonna work. It's gonna take a little bit of kinks and stuff to get that working, but I'm excited about that. And then the last area, what did I say? Oh, being proactive. For far too long, we've been reactive when stuff comes in. Renewals come up. Oh shoot, we gotta look at this. Oh, somebody calls in, hey, I got my renewal bill, it went up. Now we're having to go, oh shoot, really? And look it up. I don't want to be in a reactive state all the time. I want to look at the renewal list that we have and go, okay, there's 5 coming up. Let's call them way ahead of time. Hey John, I see your policy's coming up in the next 35 days. Just a heads up, your policy premium is going to go up a little bit, but not to worry. We're looking at other markets. If not, this is still your best rate. How much of a better of a phone call is that than it is of John going, hey Taylor, I got the bill in the mail. It's due in 3 days and it doubled. Did you get this bill? And I'll be like, shoot. Yeah, well, we're kind of at the last minute now, and it's a really uncomfortable conversation. We have it often, and I'm not gonna pretend that we don't, right? We don't have this figured out fully. And so what I'm really trying to push on that aspect is being proactive, looking in the future rather than what's today. Obviously, we're still going to get stuff that comes in throughout the day, and that's just inevitable. We can't get around that. But the bulk of our work is handling renewals and looking at new policies, right? And rather than cramming them into like a couple days beforehand, really looking at it long term, that allows us to do our job better. It allows for better conversations. It allows for more peaceful, advising, consultative type of consulting type of approach to this versus, oh, let me just see if I can chop it real quick and blah, blah. And we're doing a lot of that right now. So being proactive is a really big thing for me that I'm really focusing on. And so all of this to say, these are all processes that are going to be worked on day in and day out. Big change doesn't happen overnight. The hype of that all doesn't just, you don't flip a switch and all this happens. It's daily tasks, small things each and every day. The discipline of showing up, right? It's not just, let me come in, which I'm guilty of. I've done a lot of that recently, of just walking in and changing a bunch of stuff all at once. While sometimes that's necessary, really what we're trying to build is something different, and it's gonna take little tweaks here and there, especially with our current clients that are used to a certain way of working with us, that have been with us for, thankfully we've been in business for 90 years. Clients are used to doing things or working with us in a certain way for the last 90 years, right? We have clients that are in their 90s. We have clients in their 80s, right? And they're used to a certain way. So I can't change everything all at once. But what I can change is their experience. When they call, do they get a call back right away? When they send an email, do they get an email back acknowledging it? Do they get what they need in a quickly manner? Insurance is something that most people, when they have to call, they're frustrated. It's a negative thing. Nobody's ever thrilled or excited to talk to their insurance agent. It's normally because they have a problem or they have a request and they want that request handled. They don't want to do it. But if we do this proactive approach, we can build stronger relationships, which is what I'm wanting, to help people, to get to know people, to focus on the people rather than the task at hand. And that's ultimately what I'm trying to build at Arkwell, is just more people focused and loving people. And we can't do that if we're not on top of our A game, right? So these are the few areas that I wanted to share today. This is just kind of a talking head to you kind of video. I know in the last couple of videos was like me sharing some stuff, and I'm gonna be trying to do some more behind the scenes stuff, but a lot of them are just gonna be me documenting and sharing with you guys what I'm doing and what I'm learning. And today's, especially this week, I've been really focusing a lot. I mean, not even in just this week, I've been really focusing on it for the last couple months, but this week it made it really apparent because we had some problems, some hiccups, but that communication is key. With our team, communication is key. With each other, communication is key, but also with our clients. And our response times are huge. For our satisfactory rate goes way up when we're actually responsive and we're available. That's all I got for you today. If you're growing an insurance agency or you're growing a business as a whole and you just want to follow along on what I'm doing and how I'm growing our business, I'm going to be sharing a lot of that. I'm going to be sharing what works, what doesn't work, and all of the in between. So follow along and leave a comment down below what type of business you have, or are you in insurance? Where are you located? Let's have a conversation and communication down below in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. So appreciate you guys watching this video. Hope you got something out of it. And again, until next time, we'll see you in the next video.